Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to clean your cuckoo clock with this and this. What's up, Homestead homies? It's Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and I'm Doug. Today we're going to do a little maintenance and clean our cuckoo clock. One of the nice things that we have acquired, my mother actually gave this to us as a gift. It's a German cuckoo clock. We got it from Germany. She brought it back with her when she came back. But every once in a while it requires a little bit of maintenance, and there's two things you can do. You can A, take it to the clock man and spend a bunch of money, or you can learn these simple tips that I'm about to show you guys on how to do a little maintenance to your cuckoo clock. Now for us, we live off grid, so a cuckoo clock is ideal for living off grid because there's no batteries, there's no solar, there's no anything. It's just weights and chains, and it works flawlessly. We love it. It keeps time very well, and it also adds a little what do you call it, ambiance or character to our off-grid log home. So I've already taken the cuckoo clock off of the wall, and what I like to do first is get everything clean. There's a lot of intricate parts here. So you have your trees and your grass and your deer and your rabbit and all this kind of stuff. So I like to get some Q-tips, and then I got a can of air, that you can pick up anywhere pretty much. I've seen some guys, when they clean their cuckoo clocks, they might use a vacuum or something like that. I think that's a little intrusive myself, and some of this stuff's kind of delicate. So I want to keep it in the best possible shape. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using a vacuum. I've seen them use them and they have the soft bristle ends. But I find that using a can of air works very well. And you just run your Q-tip around where you want to clean. I can get underneath the deer. Just give it a little shot while I'm doing it, and it cleans it out very well. And then you can get into all the cracks and crevices. So I find this to be a pretty effective tool. Then I'll come back later on and rub it down with some oil because it gets kind of dry in here, especially we're running our wood cook stove in the wintertime. So first thing to do before I take it off the wall is I remove the weights and the ticker. This is on there, it swings back and forth, and you can adjust it up and down to move the fastness of the tick. So you can slow it down or speed it up depending on if it's losing or gaining minutes. This thing is just designed to slide up and down this rod. So I take all that stuff off, brought it over here, I gave it a good clean down, I wiped it down, put a little oil on it. I was just showing you guys how I use the Q-tip method. I can really get in between the legs there, all behind the deers, all these little nooks and crannies that are on here. There's a lot of crevices, lines, everywhere like that. Now you can take off the face of your cuckoo clock. I'm not really going to do that here today. Basically what I'm going to do is get into the back of it. There's a little switch right here. You just pull that open and then you pull this up as you're pulling it out, because it sits in a little groove there. Let me prop this up right there. It sits in a little groove on the shelf. There's a groove in this plate. So you kind of lift it up and out, and then there's your donger there. So I just kind of put that off to the side, and now I'm going to show you guys a little closer inside what we're going to be doing and how we're going to get it clean. Okay, now we're looking inside of the cuckoo clock, as you can see here, and you have all your gears. You have your bellows for the cuckoo noise. You have your ticker right here. And so what we're first going to do is we're going to blow it out with this air. And we'll get in here. We'll get all up in there. See the dust kind of coming out. Just trying to loosen up any dust or anything that's going on in here that might be causing it to slow down. It's actually pretty clean. I've cleaned it probably one time since we've had it, and we've had it several years. So they're really pretty low maintenance. So I just kind of get in here in all the little areas, all the nooks and crannies that I can. My can's getting cold on me. But like I said, it's pretty clean. I'm kind of surprised it's actually this clean, but it looks good. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to use a fully synthetic oil as you're doing this. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. There you go. A fully synthetic oil, and then you're going to notice right here all the holes that are in the brass that hold all the gears together. That's where you're just going to apply a little bit of dab of oil all around all these little holes, because those are actually the rods and everything that go through the brass that hold the clock wheels and the cog wheels and all this kind of business. So basically I just use a toothpick. You can use a actual applicator, whatever works for you. I just pour a little bit of oil into my cap of my oil that it came in, you know, the cap of the can of oil. This is 100% fully synthetic oil, so dirt and dust doesn't cling to it. Okay, so then you're just going to go through the clock, and you're just going to drop a little piece of oil on all of the holes, little moving part type holes here. They're clearly marked inside, you can see them plenty good. And we're just going to do this on all the little holes here. And you don't want to put too much, you know, make sure you're just putting a little dab right on each one of the little holes on the brass here. And you know, if you properly maintain your cuckoo clock, you should get years and years and years of enjoyment out of it. We really enjoy our cuckoo clock, and they're really not very, you know, there's not much maintenance you have to do to them. Just a little oil every once in a while, and that's about it. Alright, I think I got all my areas lubricated here. Everything looks good inside. Make sure we got everything dabbed up. Good deal. Then we're going to put our lid back in here. You know, and our bellows are working fine. I can show you. So everything looks good. We'll move a couple things here. Make sure everything's working properly. Everything looks good. So I just wanted to do a little maintenance to it, get it cleaned up. Like I said, it was slowing down in the performance. You just get that in that little slot right there, and you just ease that back in there, and then you just turn the dial here. So we'll get it hung back up, and we'll see how it works. Okay, we have the clock hung back up here on the wall. One of the things you do want to make sure too that is as straight as possible, because that does affect the swing of the ticker. It'll cause it to stop. Let's see here. Here's my weights, my pine cones right here. We'll get those hooked back on. And then we'll, another thing too, just for a mention, when you pull your lines for your cuckoo clock, I like to pull them both together as far as I can, slowly. And then if the other one needs a little more, I'll go ahead and pull that one up as well. And you never want to pull your lines all the way snug up underneath your cuckoo clock. We like to leave a little bit of space in there for, you know, because if you get it too tight, you can mess it up. You know, if you pull it too hard and it gets too locked up. So we're going to get our swinger back on there. And we're going to make sure she's straight. And that's how you take down and clean and lubricate your cuckoo clock. This is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and we'll see you guys on the next one.